Hi everyone, welcome to another show of Failing My Way in Public to Success, the Mark Sclair podcast. If you're on the podcast and listening, thank you very much. Visually I'm waving at you, but also the viewers on YouTube, so thanks very much for joining in. Now on today's show, if you hang on till the end, I've got quite a funny story, so please hang on. I'm not going to big it up too much, but you'll laugh a little bit, because if you do know me personally, you'll know what I'm like with this type of thing. So hang on till the end, but there is going to be a lot of value at the beginning as well. So on today's show, we're discussing that you don't have to be a natural born closer to be a great salesperson. Now, with a lot of job cuts going on and companies downsizing, there's a lot more people which didn't have sales roles before, which have now been given responsibility of more of a sales role. Now, I don't see that as a bad thing. People don't like being sold to, so if you're not looking to be a pushy salesperson and you just got this natural ability for customer care, for caring for people, for adding value to people, that will come across. So I want to go through, there's many ways of this, but I mean it really, I know people are going to struggle with the sales process, people are going to struggle negotiating, people are going to struggle closing the deal. People now have sales targets. These are all big things, okay? And I did a Instagram post on it yesterday, and I said that I didn't have time to go through everything, but there were three tips and three things that if you want to be a great salesperson, this is kind of the foundation to it. And if you can stick by this and develop further, then you're really onto a good course, because I know there's fear. I know that you don't want to get in front of people and start speaking to them. I know how that feels. I've been in that situation before. I've not always been this person that's quite comfortable. Even now, hopefully it sounds like I'm confident and enthusiastic, because that's how it's meant to come across, but still I get nervous about doing these things. Am I repeating myself too much? Am I being clear? Is the sound good enough? Are people going to want to listen to me? All of those things go through my head constantly, but I'm on this journey. As I said, I'm failing my way in public to success. Now you can visually see me on my YouTube channel. Follow that if you can on Mark Sclair Sales Training and Motivation. And I'm constantly putting up videos on Instagram as well at Mark Sclair Training. But yeah, I'm putting stuff out constantly, and it's the only way I'm going to get better. And the only way you're going to get better as a salesperson is to develop your skills constantly on a daily basis. But skills, natural closing, it can all be developed, so we can help you with this. And there's three tips I want to give you today. It's going to help you settle your nerves a little bit, because I believe that you have this already inside of you. It's just you're told that you have to be this natural born closer to be good at selling. But truthfully, I can help you a lot in regards to developing your skills and making sure on a daily basis you're doing stuff which is going to get you to that level. Okay, so let's go through this. So as I said, there's three things that you should be aware of. The first one is that you should be a good listener. Now I know that sounds crazy, because it sounds like all that salespeople do is talk all the time, but if you can sit there and listen to what the client has to say, they show that you're interested in them. And that goes a long way. The amount of clients that I've had which gave me feedback of, Mark, we really felt that you were listening to us. And then when I presented to them, because I listened, I was able to pinpoint exactly the struggles they were facing and direct them straight to where we can help them. Doesn't that sound like something you could potentially already have with you? Yes, you might not be able to sell this pen yet, or things like that, all these stupid, cheesy things that people think that you should be doing to be a natural born closer. But don't worry about that for now. Okay, I need you to work on this skills that we can work on, and one of those is being a good listener. Are you listening? Are you listening? Please tell me you're listening, because I'm not saying that I'm an out and outright salesperson, but there's many things that I've done in the past that have made me successful in what I do. So even though I'm failing my way in public to success right now, there's things that I've been doing which will help you to get to the level you want to get to. Isn't that what you want to do? All right, perfect. Now the second one and hopefully this comes across in what I try to do on a daily basis, but you need to show that you care. Again, I'm sure you do this all the time. I'm sure you've got friends and family. I'm sure you've got colleagues, and I'm sure their feedback is, they really care for me. Now we need to turn this into your clients. When you're with them, you want to be a good listener and you want to show that you care. These are all the base things that we can work on right now. Work within yourself to know that, show that you care and be that good listener. If you can do those things, that's 2/3 of the way to the tips I'm giving now. And the third one, which is the biggest one of all, and if I ask you this question, most people won't be able to answer it, but what is the role of a salesperson? I'll give you a second to think about it. You're going to be, the role of a salesperson is to close deals. The role of a salesperson is to add value. Like these are all things that a salesperson should be. But what it really boils down to, when you cut it all up and you look into it and you really define what the role of a salesperson is, it is to be a problem solver. If a client has a problem and you can solve it, they will pay whatever you're asking them for. Now, I'm not saying it's all about the money, but it makes your job a lot easier if you're the sort of person that can take on somebody's problem and come up with a solution. Now, a lot of people out there, they listen to someone's problem and they make it their own problem. They don't have a solution for it. And that's not what clients are looking for. They want to come into a shop, speak to you on the phone, whatever sort of communication we're talking about, and they want to tell you their problem because you've asked them, because you're going to listen now. Remember, that was the first one. You're going to show that you care. Remember, that was the second one. And now you're going to have a solution for them. Does that all make sense for you? Like, does that sound like something you could potentially already have within you? So once you've got those things, then you've got the ammunition, you've got the strength to be able to actually close the deals. Because if you know what their problem is and you can really touch on it, and that's where the development really comes in. It's taking this problem, knowing what the solution is, but putting it across in the right sort of way. And that's why you have like these tech brilliant people who are awesome at what they do, and they can tell you every nook and cranny about the product that they have, but they can't put it in a way that shows it's a solution for the client. And when they do it, it comes across too salesy, too pushy. So these are things that we can work on and develop. And over the course of all of these podcasts that I do, I always try to drop little gems which hopefully you'll listen to and take on board. But this only comes from continuous practice. That's what you got to be doing. Every single day you got to be developing your skills, working on yourself. So I'm going to go over these 3 tips again. So you want to show that you care. You want to be a good listener. And you want to solve that problem that the client has. If you can work on those 3 things, then I'm telling you, you are on your way to being a great salesperson. Because all this boils down to that you're now taking it on as a responsibility, as a profession, to be a professional in what you do and really understand their clients' problems and have a solution for them. Now, I've probably dragged on a little bit there. Again, it's just my enthusiasm coming out. There's many other things we need to work on, but if you've now been given more of a sales role, those 3 things are things that you can look at yourself and be like, can I do those? Can I do those? Yeah, I know you can, so let's work on it together. Now, I told you I had a funny story, and this story comes about or reminds me because I got sent a video yesterday, and the person was meant to be kind of embarrassing me by it, but I absolutely loved it. And I showed my girlfriend, she absolutely loved it, and she was like, that's exactly why I like you, or love you, very nice. Because this is what you're like, you're just open and free, and not that you don't care what people think, but you'll do what you like to do and not worry about what other people think about what you're doing. Although you should care what people think at times, but if you want to have fun and enjoy yourself, don't worry about people judging you, just get on with it. So, about 4 years ago, I was given an internal promotion within the business, and for 6 months, I literally did not do anything but eat, sleep, work. I was in the office at around 7 a.m. I wasn't leaving until 9 o'clock at night. I wanted to own what I was doing. It was a big step up for me. That Richard Branson quote of, if somebody offers you a job opportunity, you don't feel you're ready for it, take it on and learn it on the way. Well, that's exactly what I did. I had the base of a leader, but I needed to develop more. Now, 6 months of completely committing, and I went out to, not to celebrate, but just to kind of release a little bit of steam. And if you live in Dubai, you'll know Media One Hotel used to be next to my office, Al Thuraya in Media City. Myself and my old colleague Kerry, we went for a couple of drinks just to release a bit of steam. And we get into M Deck, which is on the 8th floor, and there was a breakdance competition going on. Yeah, you heard it, a breakdance competition going on. So we decide that we're going to enter for it, and we're going to have a battle against each other. It was a proper battle, seriously. So me and him are in the middle, you've got the whole crowd around, yeah, either cheering or booing, whatever one. And Kerry started it off, and he went for it, and he was dancing away, boat. And then, it's about a minute after, it was then my turn, and I've just literally let it all loose. Hair flying everywhere, sweating it away. Just felt absolutely amazing to just release that steam. He then went again, and then I finished off, and I got so into it, I decided to do a worm on the floor, and I bashed my knee. Couldn't make it up. But I fell gracefully, so that was okay. Now, what I do have a bone to pick with here is that I think that the competition was rigged, because it went to a vote afterwards and the crowd had to cheer on who they thought was the winner. And I think that they had a sympathy vote for Kerry because he's a bit short. So I felt that they gave him the win because he was a little short guy, but he is a good dancer, so I'll give it to him. And one of those days that I'll never forget, and it's even better that we have video footage to remember it by. I sent it to him today and he was like, I can't even watch this, it's that bad. But and that's what I like about Kerry, he'll happily do stuff like that, and it's awesome. So if you are watching this or listening to this, Kerry, nice one. So I hope that was a funny story. I hope I didn't big it up too much. I'm going to be continuing doing all these videos and podcasts and interviews. If you'd like to be on the podcast, if you think that you've got a story to tell, if you think that people would benefit from some of the stories that you have between trials and tribulations, how you got that tenacity, how you overcame challenges, please reach out and we can start to talk about getting you on the show. This thing is starting to pick up a bit of momentum now. I'm really continuously putting this content together. Daily basis, I put out content on at Mark Sclair Training, and then my YouTube channel, which is Mark Sclair Sales Training and Motivation. And please follow me on LinkedIn as well. So, before I do go, don't really have much more to say, so I'm going to finish it now. But I just want to say thank you for listening. If you have been following my journey, I hope it's been enjoyable. There's plenty more to come. There's some big news which is going to be happening from next month. I'm really putting myself out there. I'm really jumping in head first. So if it does fail, I'm on the journey. It's only a bump in the road. The bigger picture is what's going to happen. And I just want to finish actually. Tony Robbins has got this quote, and it's like, we overestimate what we can achieve in a year, but we underestimate what we can achieve in 10 years. So please, if you have hung on till the end of this show, please think back of where you were 10 years ago and think of how far you've come, because you'll be amazed by what journey you've been on. So without further ado, that's it, signing off. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for the viewers on YouTube, appreciate it. Anchor, Spotify, Apple, whoever's been listening, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you soon.